But let's get to our first review. This is going to be just me tonight reviewing and rating this. And it's Sonic 3. Like I said, I want to stick away from spoilers. I do really love the Sonic movies. I thought they were so much fun from beginning to end. Sturdy, what do you think about Sonic movies?
Can I share this poster real quick? The first two.
Not yet, but
all right, I'll have it in the background thing. You could throw it up whenever. The first two, loved them. Thought they were awesome. One thing I'm so happy that Sonic did. Actually, two things I'm happy they did with the Sonic movie. Two things. One, the first thing's gonna sound crazy to you guys, but Mick understands my brain and knows how I work. I'm so happy that they put out that terrible look of Sonic when it first was announced and all that stuff, because it got the people talking. It was genius.
They listened.
It got us all in an uproar. They either listened or they knew what they were doing. Like, listen, if we do this, because we put Sonic out perfect, yes, the people are going to be talking. But if we put him out messed up, oh, it's going to piss everybody off that loves Sonic. And that's a lot of people. And then we go ahead and we fix it. That's not only going to make them happy, that's going to make them go say, yo, listen, no, you got to go see this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a happy accident. There's no way that was planned.
I don't know.
I do.
All right,
I know there's no way, because there's no way that budget, whether he was screwed up or not, the budget just to put that together wouldn't be worth the uproar. Because if it didn't work and then everybody was like boycotting it, that was an accident where they just realized, oh, we got to fix this.
Well, then I'll flip it another way and give them credit to where they listened and
yes,
it was right.
Not only did they listen, but they also understood the joke and how bad it was afterwards, because they put that Sonic version in the Chip and Dale movie as like a homeless Sonic because he can't get any more work since he was fired from the Sonic movie. So I gotta see that. They did a good job with it. It was funny. And so with these Sonic movies, the first one was phenomenal. The second one I loved. I really liked the Knuckles movies. Knuckles TV show.
For sure. I gotta watch that. I gotta finish that.
Which should be coming back for a second. I don't think they officially announced it, but should be coming back for a second season. I think they're developing. And now this third one comes out. You add Keanu Reeves to the mix as Shadow. It offers up all this whole new look at kind of where this whole new other side of who Sonic is. You get a lot of deep reflection or introspective things from their beginning in this one. And I will say this one thing that I really enjoyed about it is it's almost got like a horror element to it. It's a bit different of a tone. Like there is a horror element. It feels thriller but creepy at times. Like well done. There's a lot about this movie I really enjoy. I think it's a good movie. It's got a lot of heart. I like all of the characters, and Jim Carrey is just dual role here. It's just funny. He's just so funny. There are some things that are a little too zany where I'm like, all right, you're getting a little too childish, even for the tone of the movies you said here. And it just seems a little too silly at times. But I do know that the kids are going to love it. And it doesn't diminish the movie that we're seeing anyway. It's just there's the whole purpose of this is Shadow's been locked up for years being tested. And after a very devastating traumatic accident, Shadow is filled with rage and ready for revenge. He breaks out and he is ready to take everyone down. And so Sonic and team all have to go and try and stop him. The stakes are higher in this one, just so everybody knows. They almost live up to the Scream 3 rules, which I like, which is anybody, it's all off, but anybody can go at this point. And it like I said, there is a horror element to it. I think if you're going into this one expecting the previous two, I would say this is more experimental along the ways of what Knuckles was, but not as silly.
Okay.
Well, Jim Carrey is very silly in it. All of his scenes are very silly.
But you mean the tone of the full movie?
But the tone of the whole movie is a little more serious. But that's why I think Jim Carrey is so silly.
Okay.
So it didn't, like I said, it didn't take anything away from me. But it was a pretty good movie. I gave this one a 3 out of 5 for me.
Ooh.
I think it's definitely worth seeing. It's a good follow-up, and I can't wait for more, if that makes sense.
I'm actually excited to see this. This is gonna show my age, but Sonic Adventure 2 on the Sega Dreamcast, and it actually introduced Shadow. And the cool thing about the game was you got to be Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, and there was 2 extra characters. I can't think of who they were offhand. But Shadow was on the bad side, and Sonic was on the good side. You know what I mean? And Sonic and Shadow, they're basically the same. But it was just such a cool concept for that game, and I always wanted to be, just because of red's my favorite color, and the cool black and red versus. I've always picked, so I'm just like, I can't wait to see this third movie. And from what you're saying about it and how it's getting that darker tone, and I love stuff with the darker tones with it.
I'm gonna give a hint at a spoiler. If you enjoyed the second one and the Super Sonic.
Supersonic.
Yeah, Supersonic. Super Saiyan is like kind of what they call the mega power that Goku has, right?
Super Saiyan
is Saiyan. Okay, so if you enjoyed that Supersonic where it was like that,
Mhm.
I promise you that pays off in this one way more. It's so like again, it's not like epically great. Like I wouldn't give it above a 3. Like I would put 1 at about a 4. I'd put 2 at about a 3.5. This one I would give a 3.5, but there is like a couple of silly things that I don't want to spoil for anybody. That I was just kind of like, I didn't need it, and it kind of like, again, it didn't take away from the story, but I was like, I just don't want to be here right now.
Okay, quick question for you. Does for you, because you said you watched the Knuckles series, did that help with this movie as far as story wise or connection wise or anything?
Nah, you don't need to watch the Knuckles series. It helps.
I was gonna, Go ahead.
There are things in it that you see in a Knuckles series. You're like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, cool. That's that. Oh, I've seen that.
Okay,
and like stuff like that.
So that's enough reason for you to say we're going to be doing the Knuckles. I'm making an executive decision that we're going to be reviewing that on Popcorn and Pints. I told the guys in the group chat already, but it just makes sense because I know we're going to be watching part 3 at some point in 2025, hopefully early 2020. Well, yeah, we got some shit coming up.
It's the Knuckles show, and just to kind of span out into this whole Sonic thing, and I do want to talk about that. And one joke in particular they did in Sonic 3 that I just appreciate as an old man. The Knuckles TV series, when you go into it, Knuckles will be there the whole time, but it is really not about Knuckles. It's a buddy. It's like sort of a buddy film.
It is,
and it's not. And Knuckles isn't really the main focus of it. And when I heard that going in, I was like, that kind of bums me out. But I'm glad I got what I got. It's even better. So the Knuckles show was really like the Sonic world, the universe they're building is fantastic. Again, the only thing about this one, and I'm going to rewatch it because I want to, it might go up in ratings, so look on my letterbox for that. But if I'm going to go see it again and just like really delve into like what's in there, I like to do that with movies I like, and especially that might sometimes bring up my rating. So I will say, go see it. I think it's fun to go see in theaters. Big time movie, sequel if you've seen the first ones, and even a TV show. I love Sonic 3 for what it is. And I thought Keanu Reeves, although his voice is so dominant whenever he speaks, it's hard to see him as a hedgehog. But he's so badass in it. You're like, all right. It's like it works. He's like a little John Wick hedgehog. It works for me. I did. I really enjoyed this. So, all right, but that's my rating of Sonic 3. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. Head over. You got any questions for me, Val?
I gotta see. I want to see that bad.
I think you're gonna like it. I think you'll all like it too. So let me know what you guys think about it. Whether you're watching the whole episode, listening, or you're watching this as a clip on YouTube, we appreciate you. But we're gonna get on to the next one, which is Craven.